I think it'll be good. Whenever you're ready.
Wait. Dude, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I'm gonna be honest with you. You say it.
You do it every time I go for the lead-in. Let's do it without me leading in. So I say, welcome to the first episode of the... damn, I forgot the name. See, I did it too. All right, I got it. Welcome to the first episode of your favorite sports podcast. My name is Nick, and alongside me is...
Hold on.
What?
Your second favorite podcast.
No, it's your favorite sports pod. That's the name of the show. Your favorite sports pod. What do you mean second favorite?
I don't know if we can just come in and take the game over like that, my guy. Kind of new to the podcast game, and
we don't play for silver though. I mean, we want to be there. So the show's name is your second favorite sports pod. That's the name of the show.
That's the name. Like,
did we invest in that? Like, is that what like the social media and the like everything is your second favorite sport? That's really the name.
I think that's the move, buddy. Because when you're the second, where everyone's first.
All right, I'll take it from the top. Welcome to the first episode of your second favorite sports podcast. My name is Nick.
This is Trent.
And we're just going to chop it up about whatever comes to mind. We're not going to do any of this intro stuff. You just get to know us as the conversation goes on. And you join us on this audio, little bit of video journey. Before we get into it, though, you can find us at Second Favorite Sports on all social media, SoundCloud, YouTube. Second Favorite Sports. That's it. Trent, since it is the first episode,
I want second favorite podcast.
Of your second favorite podcast. We got that clear. We got that clear now. It's the second favorite podcast. Since it's the first episode, I want to talk about firsts. But I don't want to talk about it's like this is what would happen on a corny podcast. I would ask you, even though that whole thing we just did was totally scripted and corny, on a really corny podcast.
Probably someone's favorite podcast.
Someone's favorite podcast, that is definitely what would happen.
Absolutely.
But they would ask you, who was the first player that was your favorite player and all this stuff. I don't care about that. I don't want to ask that. What I'm going to ask you is, who was your first sports villain? Who was the first dude in sports that you were like, I don't like him?
Wow.
I can start you off. I'll let you think, and I'll start off with mine because I have my answer already. It's very easy for me.
Quick, huh?
It's Manny Ramirez.
Ooh, man.
Without a doubt in my mind, Manny Ramirez.
That's a good one. Hey, go Yanks.
Go Yanks.
Go Yanks.
Go Yanks. I got the shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Already repping Cole.
He already knows what time it is.
But with Manny, it was like, if you were a Yankees fan in the early 2000s, when the Red Sox had to come up and they won the first chip and everything, and the first in a long time, Manny was the worst, man. I mean, before the whole Zimmer and Pedro tossing Zimmer, because then Pedro was probably going to be number one after that. You throw an old man to the ground.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's it. Yeah.
It's burned in my mind, too.
Yeah, forever. But speaking of burned in my mind, the reason Manny was my first villain was because I already knew about him. But then me and my dad and a few of my cousins went to a Yankee-Sox game. And this was a big deal. This is early 2000s. Both teams are good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 02, 03. We go to the game. There's a few things that are burned in my mind from that day. The fact that my cousin bought a Buck Foston shirt and then security wouldn't let him in wearing it.
That's a solid shirt.
That's a great shirt.
That's a solid shirt.
And security said, no, can't wear it. He's a little kid, and they were like, this is a security risk. What's the 10-year-old's going to get into a fist fight with a Boston fan? But okay, so he changes his shirt. We had to go back to the car, get back online, whatever. I remember that. I remember we got trounced. The Sox ran over the Yanks in that game to the point where by the 8th inning, they were chanting an audible, louder than "Let's go Yankees, let's go Red Sox."
Wow.
As a child, that burned in my mind. It was 03, probably.
Sheesh.
Let's go Red Sox. In the stadium. In the old stadium.
It's ridiculous.
Disrespect.
Completely.
And I'm pretty sure what cemented Manny as my top villain, my first villain, I think he hit 2 home runs in that game. And he showboated. You know Manny. Especially against the Yanks.
He was hot dogging crazy, probably.
Oh, my goodness. I think he tap danced to home plate.
Tap dance.
He at least hit 1 home run. I definitely know he hit 1 home run. But that cemented him as my first sports villain.
Wow.
Is yours Yankee related? Do you think yours would be Yankees?
Probably. It's got to be either Yankees or Jets. Go Jets, by the way. Go Jets, go Nets.
I don't know about all that, but
all the Ets teams except the Mets.
Let's be honest.
Let's keep it a buck.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Go Yanks, go Jets, go Nets. To be honest, I'm gonna have to go Jets here.
Okay.
And it's Tom Brady.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense. I wasn't even thinking about that, but that makes so much sense.
Because it's not Yankees for me. Because the Yankees, we were dominating.
We're better than everyone else. Yeah.
I'm dominating. I was born in '92, so for me, Jeter, the core 4, Brocious, Bernie, Tino. You know, that's 4 chips in 5 years.
Yeah.
So like for me,
you can't even
we weren't
be mad.
even thinking about it. Maybe when I got to, like you said, 03, yeah, there was some hate there.
Mm-hmm.
I actually disliked, or hated. I hated actually Big Papi more.
Really?
Than Manny, because I always loved Manny. I liked his. I always want to get Manny to play for the Yankees personally.
We're so different because I was gonna say I think a lot of people hate Papi. I can't hate him. He just seems like such a nice guy.
Absolutely, no, he is.
I can't.
I think in order it would be Papi. Actually, you know what? It would be Pedro.
Yeah. Pedro. We talked about that already.
It would be Pedro, Papi. Manny's probably number 5. Wow. Number 4 is easily. I
think I know what you're gonna say.
Dustin Pedroia.
Oh, I did not think that's what you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Schilling.
Schilling didn't really do it for me. It was really those guys from 04, and I know Schilling was a part of that team, but really it was Pedro. It was Pedro. It was Papi. Yeah. Those were the two, and maybe more about Papi just what he did in 04.
Well, that's
It's devastating.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Like the down being up 3-1 and then having him do what he did to us. Can't do it. But as far as Tom Brady's concerned, I've had Tom Brady in my life. We're going on 20 years, man, and he just destroyed seasons.
And he won't leave
seasons for us. He won't leave. So we're talking Tom Brady came in 01, 2000, 2001, same draft as Chad Pennington. The Jets had some success prior. We had Bill Parcells as our coach in '98. We got to the AFC Championship game, lost to the Broncos. Vinny, Corbett, all those guys. Then Brady comes in. The irony, which kills me every day, is that Mo Lewis destroys Bledsoe, and we actually start his career. We start Brady's career as a Patriot.
So really, the whole league can blame you guys.
Absolutely. Mo Lewis comes in, destroys Drew Bledsoe on the sideline completely. No one thinks about it because this is Tom Brady, the 6th round pick. Nobody knew who Tom Brady was.
Right.
And actually, I wasn't really super worried. We had Vinny into Chad.
Right.
And we were playing well. We had good teams.
You guys look like you were set up.
We were
actually.
I mean, if you're looking at as far as quarterback wise, Chad Pennington coming out was the first quarterback taken in that draft.
Yeah.
Marshall played with Randy Moss in college. Was a good player. He wasn't going to light the world on fire.
Right.
But he was going to do everything you needed him to do, and we had a running game with Curtis.
And it's a different league back then.
Different league.
Because if you had Curtis Martin, you were set. If you had a running back then in that league, you were good. You didn't need some star-studded quarterback.
Absolutely.
You know, late 90s, early 2000s, you're talking about Trent Dilfer. Was doing big things.
Absolutely. Trent Dilfer.
No disrespect to Trent.
Corey Dillon.
But yeah.
Corey Dillon was a running back. And Fred Taylor and Mark Brunell was a high-level quarterback in those years.
Exactly. Exactly.
But Tom Brady for sure. I mean,
that makes so much sense.
I can go back to the 45-3 in the 9. I can go to. It wasn't really when it really started hitting me that because they won before. I really paid attention and cared. Yeah. Really, but I just remember his face. I remember Deion Branch and Teddy Bruschi and Richard Seymour. It's like they continued to just completely destroy, and it actually went from hating Tom, like not really. There's a dislike for the Patriots in general. Like you're
Yeah.
born with it if you're a Jets fan.
Yeah.
But I used to hate the Dolphins more than the Patriots at one point. But then Tom came in 07 and started in 06. Started not like that season when the Giants won. Shout out to the Giants. My guy Nick over here. Shout out to the Giants.
It was a good year.
When Randy Moss got there, the Venom just took it to another level at that point because they were destroying us at that point in the undefeated season.
Yeah.
I still remember Randy Moss running across the field on us. Opening day. It was opening day, 1:00 at Giant Stadium. Wes Welker. It was the beginning, and I just remember leaving that like at 4:00 that night. I'm sitting there like, wow, like I hate this guy. I really
There are Jets fans that are gonna listen to this and know exactly what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Like have done the same thing at different times in their life, all because of one dude, all because of Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
And he's just always been there. I like that. If I had to pick a football one, you might need to get a little closer to the mic.
Okay.
Like you don't gotta get on top of it, but a little closer. I'm looking at the. I got my eyes on the levels. I got my eyes on the levels. And it's whatever. I'll keep that in because this is episode 1.
Episode
what
1,
are you gonna
baby.
do?
Episode 1 of your second favorite.
Your second favorite podcast. Episode 1, first of the second. We got it. If I had to pick a football one, mine would be Terrell Owens.
Ooh,
for sure.
That's solid.
For sure.
That's Terrell,
don't call me Terrell Owens. Did you know how much he hates being called Terrell?
That's a thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Terrell?
His name is Terrell.
Terrell, not Terrell.
No.
I've heard Terrell a lot, though.
Oh, I've heard Terrell my whole life.
Sheesh.
Apparently it's Terrell. I've heard some stories about...
Well, what was the moment? What was the T.O. moment that really took you over the edge?
Oh, I got it. No, don't you worry. I got it. I couldn't tell you what year it was, but it was my first Giants game, old Giants Stadium, which first Giants game, Giants-Eagles, was great. It was back in, Tiki, Shockey. Eli was on the team.
Yeah.
But
it was Kurt Warner at that point, right?
No, Eli was the quarterback.
Yeah. Okay.
It might have been 05.
05, okay. Yeah,
could have been 05.
Mm-hmm. That was a good team, too. They were like 11-5.
They weren't, yeah.
Yeah.
But we go to that game. It's pouring rain.
Mm-hmm.
It was Donnie Mack, Terrell Owens, Brian Westbrook playing running back. It was a really good Eagles team.
Sheesh. Yeah, that is a good squad.
And we got steamrolled in the rain. I remember Westbrook had a really good game because they ran it because it was just windy, rainy. It was probably October, November, whatever it was. But I remember T.O. scored at one point, and he used to always do that thing, the eagle.
Yeah.
He used to flap the wings. And he scored, and he flapped those wings. And as a child, sitting there in my rain-soaked poncho, I was just like, this guy is putting salt in this wound.
He's a hot dog, for real.
Oh, and I was like, I can't stand him. To this day, one of my favorite sports moments of all time is T.O. crying at the press conference, at the post game.
It's quality content.
It's amazing.
It's quality.
I would
he had
put
the shades on and everything.
Oh, my God. And he's crying his eyes out over Tony Romo. Come on, man.
I love Tony, too. Shout out to Tony.
Tony's great.
Love Tony.
That's the thing. Just like how I talked about Big Papi.
Yeah.
And how I couldn't hate Big Papi. I can't hate Tony Romo. Like, what is Tony? Not for nothing. Dallas fans hated Tony Romo enough for everybody.
They sure did, yeah.
They dumped on him so much that as a Giants fan, you were just like, don't kick. He's already down.
Don't kick him when he's down.
Yeah, he's already
Absolutely.
down. Don't kick him. So you focused on T.O. and whoever else that you could aim your hatred at. But I didn't hate on Tony. And now, I mean, in the career that he has as a broadcaster, you really can't hate on him because he's exciting, he's fun, and it makes sense when you hear him do his thing broadcasting why you couldn't hate him when he played, because he came off that same way as like just kind of happy-go-lucky, like whatever. He's just out there. He felt like a kid. You can't yell at a kid,
Nah,
You can't hate a kid.
And that Super Bowl that he played in against the Pats on the broken leg is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
And he I don't know if he still has it, but at one time he had the most fourth quarter comebacks of any quarterback in history.
Yeah.
I mean, Dallas fans used to dump all over him, but he was clutch. So, I couldn't hate on him, but T.O. I could hate on. That memory is burned in my mind.
No, yeah.
Of the flapping the wings. And then it made it no better that he just, okay, I'm going to move to Dallas. The hatred continues then. It gets worse.
He just stated.
I remember
it gets worse.
I was leaving that game, and it might have been another first for me. First time I saw a grown man get mollywopped in the parking lot.
Really?
Oh my goodness. It was an Eagles fan. And again, we got absolutely destroyed, the Giants, in that game. And this Eagles fan was talking some smack.
Really?
And he got beat up.
Sheesh.
I remember.
Those are wars, and those actually are more entertaining than a football game sometimes.
Than that football game for sure. It was a horrible rainy mess, and it was a blowout.
Well, I got something for you. Since this is the second favorite podcast.
Yeah.
Who's the second? Because I got one.
Okay.
Who's their second most hated villain? Maybe it could have, and really emphasis on a short time. It was a short window.
Oh
man,
man,
go first.
Yeah, you go first. Go ahead.
This may be like, I don't know how much he really affected me, but Paul Pierce. Oh my goodness, couldn't stand him. And this goes back to playoffs against the Nets. We're taking it back. This is
that's what I was going to ask you. Is it from when he was on the team or from?
Couldn't stand him on the team either. He has the biggest block in Nets history, probably. That took us to the second round. But second, as a second favorite villain who affected me, he didn't affect me my whole career, like my whole
Tom.
life.
Yeah.
Like Tom,
Make your life,
who's actually in my dreams when I go to sleep.
Yes. Make your life noticeably worse.
Oh,
yeah.
Like I'll have bad. Like I remember in college, Tom Brady. Get back to Tom. They beat us 45-3. That affected me easily 4 days. Easily for 4 days. I couldn't. I was sick.
But it's coming back right now.
I know. I feel it. I'm about to
That's the Brady
I'm actually
cough.
choking up right now. It's ridiculous.
Like T.O. at the podium.
But Paul Pierce, even though we beat him in the playoffs, like early 2000s, with that Jason Kidd, Kerry Kittles, Richard Jefferson team in Kmart, just his face and how he. Like, I remember when he hurt himself and he had to carry him out. They carried him out of TD Garden. And he on a wheelchair.
Yes.
And then he comes running back
in.
In.
Ridiculous.
And I'm like, oh, this is who this guy is.
Yeah.
That's just a personal one. That's he affected me maybe 3 years of my life. 4 years of my life.
I think my second is T.O. But a short time. Well, T.O. wasn't an Eagle for a long time.
No,
and I think that's where the hatred started, really.
That's the hatred.
So I would say T.O. counts as that. I would say T.O. is it's where it was a short time, but he got all he could.
He was a thorn in your side for a short period of time.
Yes.
Those actually hurt sometimes a little bit more than because then the slow burn and the bleeding out slowly.
You get numb to the pain.
Absolutely.
As a Jets fan, you're numb to the Brady pain.
Tom Brady and the Patriots beat us twice and beat us by 3 touchdowns every game. Oh, I've seen this movie before.
Right.
You know?
Right.